Welcome to Breaking News 247 presents.
Although the left wants you to think that President Donald Trump is widely hated, a recent event in Pennsylvania certainly proved whether that sentiment was right or wrong. It all went down after the president told a crowd full of blue-collar workers that we are all deplorables, and their reaction is one that you have to hear to believe. The list as to why Hillary Clinton lost the election is endless. However, there are a few things that seem to stick out. For one, she proved to be irresponsible by choosing convenience over protocol when it came to handling classified documents. Of course, her illegal use of a private server and deletion of 33,000 emails was one of many questionable infractions when it comes to obeying our laws. Along with that, there was her career of corruption in which she used political power to benefit herself personally, especially during her time as Secretary of State, with the misuse of her Clinton Foundation in what seemed to be pay-to-play scandals. Even with all of that against her, there was one minor thing that sealed her fate like nothing else. It was just one word that she used during her campaign which significantly contributed to her loss: deplorables. You know, to just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right, Hillary Clinton said at the time, the racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. And unfortunately, there are people like that. And he has lifted them up. Hillary took a massive hit after the comments, criticized for her overgeneralization and gross exaggeration when it came to such a large portion of the country. Of course, Hillary Clinton's presidential dreams died on November 8, 2016, due to self-inflicted injuries, but the word deplorables lives on, with new meaning breathed into it. Hillary's been moaning and complaining ever since, and she is still pointing her finger at whoever she can for her loss, so long as the blame for what happened doesn't fall at her own 2 feet. Her rival Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been living it up, enjoying a lot of winning for the American people, just like he promised he would. Too bad for Hillary, Trump isn't quite done humiliating her either. Things may have been different had Hillary taken responsibility for her loss and retreated back into a quiet civilian life, but she didn't. Instead, she likes to poke the bear when she can, launching attacks against President Trump from behind her computer screen like a liberal troll. So, Trump decided to give her something to talk about. Using his time before a crowd at the H&K equipment factory in Coraopolis, Pennsylvania, President Donald Trump shared the success of his new tax cuts. As the Washington Post reports, a typical family of 4 earning $75,000 will see an income tax cut of more than $2,000 a year, he said. That is like a $2,000 raise. He then shifted his focus to the haters, talking about his naysayers and those who condemn his every move despite the fact that he keeps winning. President Donald Trump even dragged Hillary Clinton into the spotlight for a minute. However, things would take an odd turn when Trump looked at the crowd of blue-collar workers and told them that we're all deplorables, caught on video and shared with the world. The crowd's reaction is one that you have to hear to believe. Remember the deplorables? President Trump asked the crowd, the deplorables. We're all deplorables, he declared, as the Daily Caller reports. That's when the crowd erupted in laughter. Trump continued, posing a question, asking, who would have thought that was going to turn into a landslide? He added, that was not a good phrase that she used. Some things you'd like to have back. America knew Hillary's insult was wrong back then, and if there's one thing that Hillary did during her campaign that contributed to her loss like nothing else, it was taking a swipe at so many pissed off Americans at once. Americans were tired of the career politician, tired of the corruption, and tired of the political dynasties. Mostly, we were tired of being forgotten as we worked so hard just for the basics. To then be insulted on top of all that, well, it was campaign suicide, as Hillary learned the hard way. We needed a new breed of man to fix the mess that these politicians had left behind. Hillary spitting in the faces of so many Americans was just what was needed to make that a reality, and she only has herself to blame. After everything is said and done, it is feeling pretty good to be deplorable right now.